Hi Scorpios, how are you? This is Shooting Stars Tarot. Welcome to your January tarot reading. Couple of announcements. First, if you want a private reading, you can click on the link below. Secondly, thank you so much for all of your likes and your shares and your subscribes and your comments. I love it. I love it. It's so much fun. I know I'm not very active on the comments section. There's just always a lot of stuff going on in my life, so I apologize for that, but I do read them. And if they're nasty, I do delete them. So, okay. You can say whatever you want to say, but if it's nasty or negative, delete. Okay, actual announcements. The annual readings, they take forever. Also, these are late because I went on a ski trip for Christmas and I brought all my tarot stuff and I was gonna do them on the ski trip and I was like gonna have this nice hotel room, blah, blah, blah. And I just was so exhausted at the end of every day that I literally couldn't even set up my gear. Like, it was just too much. I was exhausted after skiing all day for like multiple days in a row. So, and then I had to come back and get caught up on private readings because I was going to do those up there too. Anyway, they're not done yet. They take forever. So that's why I'm posting the January monthlies first. Hopefully by the end of this weekend, all the annual ones will be up. So stay tuned for those. Okay. Because they're late, and as a little apology, I'm going to be doing a love spread. Even though this video is going to be kind of short, I'm going to do a love spread with these, and then I'm going to do a general reading because lots of people would like a general aspect, not just only focus on love. So I'm going to do that at the second part of this video. Okay, Scorpios, let's get started. Spirit and universe, what are the messages and advice and guidance for Scorpio's love life in January? Scorpio's love life in January. Scorpio's love life in January. All right. That one wanted to be on top. Yes, it did. What is it? The Page of Swords reversed. Pfft, a better card couldn't be reversed. No more spying. Over it. Seven at the bottom of the deck, we have Seven of Cups reversed. So in terms of your love life, you're either narrowing down options or you don't have options and you need to start getting some in play. Get to work, Scorpios. Get that love going. Okay. You see all those? Beautiful. Okay. Options. You don't want any, there's not any, or you've narrowed them down. Perfect. Secondly, King of Swords reversed. You have swords here, like important swords. So someone's being sneaky and manipulative and extremely vindictive. It's not you. Who is it? Okay, you know you need to make a decision about them, or they know they need to make a decision about you, but it's kind of being ignored right now. I don't feel like you're the one that is lacking in the decision department. I feel like it's the other person. Maybe that's why they're being a sneaky little beep, okay? Maybe they don't really want to make the decision, but they know they have to. And again, we have the Hangman reversed here, so yeah, like it's decision time. No more delaying, especially when somebody's acting like this. Especially when there's no future. Hierophant reversed. I don't want to say no future. That's a horrible way to look at the Hierophant reversed. It just means nothing traditional. Nothing structured in terms of how society views a traditional love relationship. You may want that. That's completely fine. They might want that and you don't. And that's completely fine. But in terms of that, traditional, societal, structured, public relationship, that's not happening with this person. Actually, it might not be happening with a couple people. Maybe that's why you're kind of just getting rid of your options and taking this new year on a higher road or a different road. Well, we start off with the Page of Swords reverse. So nobody's spying, nobody's stalking. There's not a lot of thought really being put into it either. It's like, I feel this is a part of Pisces, so a fellow water sign. So I feel like this energy is relating to you. And you're just kind of over it. You're not waiting around for things to change because they're not. You're not worried about it. You know, it's impacting your self-esteem and your confidence, and it's impacting your ability to feel good about them and you and it and your love life. Even if you're completely single, this could be talking about kind of this, you know how when you go through a breakup and that energy from the ex and just you have spinning thoughts about good times and bad times, and then you go through like rage and hatred and then forgiveness and sadness and missing them. Like that's all part of the healing process. It's normal. And so this could be a little residual from that if you went through a breakup or there was like an attempt to get back with somebody during the retrograde. So it's impacting your confidence and your strength. And you're definitely cutting it off in terms of, or they are, you know, in terms of trying to check in and see what's going on. So if it's over, it's over. But even if you're in a committed partnership, you know, you kind of, whatever's going on, it's impacting you. And you need it to stop because this is very vindictive. This is somebody that literally, like, I don't want to swear, but like they mind fuck you like on a regular basis, and it impacts you. Air energy, Gemini, Aquarius, Libra. So it's not a healthy dynamic. It's a very toxic. And then when we move down later in the reading, we have 3 pentacles reversed. The Page of Pentacles, the Knight of Pentacles, the Queen of Pentacles. So there's no generosity. There's no promise of a future or anybody working towards anything. In fact, there's not even communication about it. So then why is one person still waiting to make a decision? What is that about? I don't even know what else to say. I don't want to sit and pull clarifiers. Because whatever situation you're in, even if you're in a long-term relationship, there's some energy within the relationship that needs to go away. I'm not talking about a person needing to go away. Okay, if you've been married for 20 years and things are a little, like, I don't even want to use the word rocky, but if they're rocky or confusing or stressful, like whatever that issue is, whatever that white elephant in the room is that's causing you guys to fight like that or be uneasy like that, that needs to be addressed and adjusted. Or if you're just dating somebody and they're not treating you right, like they need to go. And you know they do. They don't want to. They kind of like this. Or they're indecisive and so they're treating you like this. It's just not right. It's just not right. There's some toxicity here. And there's no open communication about it. There's no a movement forward in terms of wanting to make adjustments. There's no generosity. And just with these 3 cards right here, I can equally say, just like the 6 of Pentacles, there's no give and take. There's no reciprocity. It's like somebody is literally trying to control your mind. And you know what, Scorpio? You know when they're doing that. And you, know how to do it right back. But I feel like you don't even want to play that game. I'm going to pull some high-level advice and guidance cards. What are the high-level advice and guidance messages for Scorpios? High-level advice and guidance messages. Kind of went on a little longer than I was going to about that, but this is kind of a heavy reading. The Emperor reversed, the 10 of Pentacles reversed, 2 of Pentacles, and the 8 of Swords. So, yeah, this needs to be released. Released. There is no success with this situation. Okay? The person doesn't have to go, but the situation needs to be resolved or they need to go. Emperor reversed. Again, this is a very vindictive, controlling behavior. There's vacillation. And this, you know what? With these 3 cards here, this could very much be some sort of like psychopathic, narcissistic control, emotional control and manipulation going on, because it's almost as if you love them or you hate them, but you love them and you're trying to get back to when it was good, but they're treating you like crap. So you feel bad, but then you're trying to earn their validation. And like, don't do that. That is very healthy. And I think you know that. I think you see that. I think that's why you're just done. I think that's why you're like, I'm moving on. But are you? Because when you're doing this and you're in this state, it's not, you have to look out for yourself, okay? All right, I'm going to leave it at that. If you want a private reading, you can click on the link below. Let's get started with your general reading, because I'm curious if this is really happening in your relationship or love life. It's going to be impacting your general state also. Okay, I'm using the Fountain Tarot for this. Spirit and Universe, what are the messages and advice and guidance for Scorpios? General life, health, career, finances, family. Okay, well, we have the Victory card there. Fitness, finances, career. What are the messages and advice and guidance for Scorpios? Okay, remember, this is general. This is general. Now, I think with the magnitude of the heaviness and intensity of the last spread, I think that there will be some overflow here. And I gotta say something. I've kind of been wanting to say this for a while, and I wanted to kind of make a general video for everybody. I don't know why I'm feeling compelled to say this right here. But there's something that I've noticed within the YouTube tarot card community. And, in order to do this type of work, you have to be empathic. And one of the key traits or characteristics of a codependent, narcissistic, or just I guess you could say a victim, really, of psychopathic, narcissistic, emotional manipulation and abuse. Like, there's so many words that go along with these cluster B type of personalities, but they tend to pick up on empathic people and then basically manipulate and control and make them feel like crap. And if you watch a lot of video tarot card readers, there is a common trend, and I'm not saying all of them, I'm not saying all of them at all, but I have heard numerous tarot card readers speak about emotional abuse in their past, or being involved with a complete psychopathic narcissist, and it impacted and kind of changed their lives. And I think part of and I know for me that is the case also, and I don't speak about it a lot, but that's part of the reason why I got into this, searching for answers for myself. Because when you're in that state, you don't know where to go or where to turn, and you start seeking higher guidance in terms of religion or the occult or something to grasp onto. And then I think the common theme is the more you learn about it, the more you realize that you actually are very in tune with this type of work. And then here we are, okay? So the reason why I'm saying that is it's a lot more common than I think people think. And so don't discount that if you're involved in something like that and you don't know. Because one of the main questions victims ask is, am I the narcissist? Am I the psychopath? Am I the one causing all this issue? That blame gets turned inwards, and that's where all that shame and guilt comes from. It's very, very common. One of the first questions you ask when you're trying to heal from one of those types of relationships is, did I really cause this? Am I the one manipulating them? Am I the one trying to control them? And just the fact that you're asking that question, it is a clear, definitive no. It is not you doing that. So don't allow yourself to get into that place of shame and guilt and let it impact your self-esteem and your confidence, because it does. And it's very common. And it's more common than people realize. So I don't know why I felt compelled to say that so much, but I feel when you're in that type of environment, or you're trying to leave that type of environment, it impacts every other areas of your life. It's hard to get out of bed. It's hard to get dressed. You go through severe anxiety. You go through severe depression. You reach out to friends and then you isolate yourself. It is and unless you've gone through it, you don't know what somebody's going through. You don't know. You can't even begin to fathom. So the reason why I'm saying that is I feel that this could somewhat, if it's as intense as I'm saying, which it obviously doesn't have to be, it could just be a messed up situation that needs to get resolved in your relationship. So I want to make sure I say that. I'm not saying all Scorpios are dealing with a complete psychopath. I'm not saying that at all. But there were hints of that in that reading. If I'm speaking to that very small group, hopefully a very, very, very small, hopefully nobody. But if that resonated with you on that level, just know that it impacts every other facet, every other area of your life. And the second you're aware of that is the second you can start making the changes. And the second you can start letting it or going through that healing process. Because sometimes it can take years. So, with that said, of course, what a surprise. The underlying energy for your general reading is the Three of Swords. So, what I do love, though, means you're maybe going through the healing process or it's not as bad as I was making it out to be, which I really hope is the case. Because we have so much positivity here. The only thing we have that could have any negative connotation in this is the Devil card. And this indicates, if we're talking about what I was talking about, this indicates that vacillation between wanting to go back. People can be abused for years and leave for years. And if that person came back, they would still go together for another round. Round 8, round 9, round 10, an engagement. Even if it was the most horrific relationship of their entire life, they also view it as the best relationship of their entire life. And they would still put themselves through it for another round. That's what this Devil is talking about. So in between emotional happiness and victory, look at this. In between emotional happiness and victory is the Devil. Is unhealthy attachments and addictions to a person. Which side of coin do you want to be on? Realize that. And also realize that you're not alone and it's part of the healing process. It is an unhealthy attachment. It is not a connection. It's not a twin flame. It's not a soulmate. And if they come back and tell you that, most likely they're just trying to get you back into another round. It is extremely detrimental to the human psyche. Be very careful. It will take work to pull yourself out of this. Okay? And this also speaks to putting your energy into other things. Do not isolate yourself. Okay? Be with people. Get interested in other things. Even though you feel numb and you don't feel like doing it, do it. Put work into it because the growth will be slow. The excitement may not come, like you thought or like it used to because you're kind of like not the same person after you go through this type of stuff. So, but it's there. The growth will come. The excitement will come. Okay, new beginnings, celebrations, it comes. So step away from this and move into all of these building up activities, building up self-confidence, building up esteem, building up friendships, building up new relationships and work, step out into the world instead of turning inwards. And then you see all this positive growth. And then we have actual positive growth. Now, I know I got really dark and dreary there, Scorpios, okay? And I apologize. For whatever reason, I felt like I had to go down that road because of that last reading. So this shows that there's huge success on the other side of that with work, with fitness, with other relationships, with money. Once you stop letting this situation, whatever it is, control you, and you realize that emotional fulfillment and victory lies away from that, when there's newfound energy and growth, there really is growth, like massive growth. And then justice, just like I was saying in the last spread. Oh no, that was Cancer spread, I'm sorry. But justice, like you will realize and you'll see the farther you step away from it, Eight of Cups, the healthier you will be. The healthier your relationships will be. The healthier your entire life will be. Now, I'm going to just say again, Scorpios, I may just be speaking to a very small percent. I may just be speaking to one person. But whatever reason, the universe needs me to say that to them. So if you're in that place, focus on things that will build you up. And trust me, it is not that person. It is not that person. That person will steal your soul, and they can steal your life. Okay? Don't let yourself be in that place. Sorry for the heaviness. Justice gets served when the best revenge, and plus you go through part of the vacillation I was talking about, anger, rage, sadness, hurt, pain, missing them, loving them, hating them. It's part of the healing process. But one of the things people ask themselves when they're going through this is, how do I get revenge? How do I show them? But what you have to realize is that person, they don't have empathy. They don't feel like you feel. That's why you two were bonded on such a good level, because they made you feel like they saw you, but they didn't. It was a game. It literally didn't mean anything to them. They don't have those feelings. So the best revenge, the only revenge you can get, and I know this sounds so stupid and cliche and blah, blah, blah. The only revenge you can get is and it can't even be revenge. It's only self-building, is to move on and be happy with your life. You will never show them, you will never prove them wrong, because the only thing you're doing in that place, in that space, is feeding their ego, which is what they thrive on, positive or negative. They thrive off of the attention. So don't give it to them. That's what that justice being served is, when you actually turn your back and actually walk away and actually build something for yourself. I know this is a general reading, but it started here. High-level advice and guidance for Scorpios. High-level advice and guidance for Scorpios. Spirit and universe, what are the high-level advice and guidance for Scorpios? Please leave your comments below too, because I apologize for taking it down that really negative path. But for whatever reason, somebody needed to hear that. Queen of Coins, building. She built this herself so she can give later on. Think about that. Another reason, this could just mean that work's going really well. Okay? High level, aside from all the negativity, work could be going really well, really well. Success, joy, happiness. Once you make this decision, okay? Once you make this decision, once you start to take things slowly to develop in a direction, whatever direction that is, direction towards this, King and Queen of Pentacles. Could be moving towards an earth sign. Or work. Could be just focusing on work, because we have the Seven of Coins here. Once you choose to do that, slowly, pragmatically, diligently, consistently, even though sometimes you feel like you can't, or you feel like you don't want to when it hurts so bad, when you stay consistent with it, that's when the success comes in. That's the advice and guidance. The sun does come up on the other side. It does. Okay. I'm going to apologize again because that went down a whole different road I never was anticipating. But leave your comments below and stay tuned for your annual reading. I'm really excited to do your annual reading, because if you're going through this healing process, you're going to have a really cool year. And we can see that, and it's kind of starting in January, but you got to pull yourself out of that in your own mind, okay? All right, Scorpios, I love you. Stay tuned for your annual. If you want a private reading, you can click on the link below, and I will talk to you later, all right? Bye.